everyone, and welcome to Imagine, an evening honoring the healthcare heroes of Montgomery County. My name is Ken Samet, and I am the President and CEO of MedStar Health. But tonight, I am here because I'm so pleased that Josh Bender, the CEO of the Bender JCC, reached out to me several months ago to talk about an idea that the JCC had to honor the healthcare heroes of our region for what you all have done over the last 2 years for our communities. As you all know, we served our community, our region, together as one big healthcare system. We supported each other every single day. And so as I thought with Josh about how this evening could be special and could certainly connect with all of you and our communities, there was only one way that could happen. We had to honor all of the hospitals of Montgomery County, and especially the caregivers and those that supported our caregivers each and every day. And so, welcome to Imagine and all of you who are in the audience. I'm truly sorry I'm not with you, but I hope you can feel my sense of pride, admiration for all of you. And I'm so pleased to be just a small part of our collective healthcare profession. I've been privileged to be part of the fabric of our region's healthcare organizations for more than 3 decades. But I have never been more proud than I've been these last 2 years. All of your organizations, represented by our 8 honorees this evening, and our colleagues across the region, were more than heroic. You honored the very purpose, the mission of our profession and our organizations during the greatest healthcare crisis of our lifetimes. You were selfless, and you put yourself in harm's way willingly. And because of you, thousands of lives were saved. So I hope you enjoy this evening. It's truly recognition and thanks that is so well earned. But of even additional importance, this evening raises funds for the Bender JCC to support individuals and families across our county, across our region, who have so many needs. And so it's extra special that this evening also helps the Bender JCC to help support those in need. So again, my thanks, my admiration to each and every one of you. I am truly proud to be a very small part of your collective team. I hope you enjoy the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Board Chair of the Bender JCC, Dale Singer, to the stage.
Thank you, Ken Samet. Good evening, and welcome to Imagine, Honoring Healthcare Heroes. At this time, we ask that you please silence your cell phones. I am thrilled to welcome you to tonight's very special event. Please feel free to continue to enjoy your dinner while we begin our program. I speak for the entire Bender JCC board and staff in saying that we are so excited to be hosting Imagine in person. We are especially pleased to present the Benjamin Ourisman Memorial Award for Civic Achievement to the heroic frontline healthcare workers in Montgomery County. We will hear more from them about them later in the program. I want to extend a sincere thank you to our event chair, past Bender JCC board chair, and my friend Lisi Gottdenker. Lisi has guided us in bringing this event to fruition. I also want to thank our sponsors, whose names have been scrolling on the screen throughout the evening. We especially want to thank our major sponsors, the Bender Foundation, Beth Glassman, Lisi and Michael Gottdenker, MedStar Health, MedStar Montgomery Medical Center, and special thanks to our production partner for tonight's event, VPC Incorporated. I also want to acknowledge the following dignitaries joining us tonight: Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich, and please join me in welcoming the past Ourisman Award recipients who are in attendance this evening. Marcy Cohen, Kathy and Michael Gildenhorn, and Roz Jonas. I also want to welcome and thank all those attending from our partner hospitals: Adventist Healthcare, Holy Cross Hospital, MedStar Montgomery Medical Center, and Suburban Hospital. If folks from those hospitals could please rise and stand so we can give you a round of applause. Most of all, thank you to everyone who has supported the Bender JCC Scholarship Fund tonight by being a sponsor, purchasing a ticket, or placing an ad in our tribute book. Since reopening in July 2020, the Bender JCC has served as a center for wellness for the community. The Bender JCC has and will continue to work tirelessly to meet the needs of our members, including their physical, mental, and emotional needs. From our preschool to fitness programs to senior programs, we've served as a respite for our members and the community. Now, please allow us to introduce you to some of the Bender JCC's dedicated leaders and to some of our amazing members enjoying our wellness programs. Let's take a look at this video.
The JCC supports wellness in a number of different ways, and I think through the pandemic in particular, we have redefined a little bit what wellness means. Wellness is not just about physical health. It's not just about emotional health. It's not just about spiritual health. It's really the entire individual and everything that goes into creating a community that takes care of its members and guests.
Well, I think the wellness programs at the Bender JCC are important because it gives them an outlet to express themselves. I think everybody really looks forward to coming here because they can relax. It's a fun problem-solving time, which is really good, for brain aerobics, and plus it's a nice social activity. It's a good way to connect, and they can come here and let go of everything and just create something that they are really satisfied with.
I'm a registered nurse, retired, and this encapsulates everything that I've been doing all my years. The gym is fabulous. I go to the gym. I have a wonderful trainer. It satisfies all my needs physically. Emotionally, I have friends here galore. It means to me family. It means to me support, caring, and they've been wonderful in every way.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's good. Well, you gotta keep up the good work. The wellness center programs are good for the community because we have, different programs for everybody from the ages, preschool all the way up to senior adults fitness, and we keep everybody active. It's a friendly environment, and we just keep it at a loving community.
During the pandemic, the JCC Fitness Center was a lifesaver. And to come here and not be stuck at home and the big windows and the light coming in and to talk to people even with masks on was refreshing and necessary.
When they come through the building, they see a friendly face. People know your name once they hear your name. They have all different programs for all ages, and they're just a loving community that embraces everyone.
It's not just a series of different programs all smushed together under one roof, but the JCC really is caring for the community.
Our school starts at 18 months and goes up through rising kindergartners. We see everything from kids who come in barely speaking to by the time they leave us, they're climbing on the monkey bars and they're climbing on top of the monkey bars. And it's just incredible to see that range of development.
Sammy absolutely loves coming here. When she was 2 and 3 years old, the biggest argument we'd have in a week was why she didn't get to come to school on Saturday and Sunday.
Early childhood education is the foundation for all of the learning and growing that the children are going to do. It's a focus on social emotional skills, teaching them self-confidence, independence, life skills, how to navigate conflicts, how to communicate, how to collaborate. And what we found during COVID was that children missed out on the opportunity to build some of those crucial skills, and we're doing our best to make it up.
To go to school where you have wonderful teachers and interaction based on that development and getting prepared for a more challenging school ahead, you've got to do that at a place like this, and we were grateful that the JCC was able to reopen and stay open throughout the rest of the pandemic with little interruption. It's been wonderful.
One of the things that is my hope and dream is that the lessons we've learned from the pandemic will be carried forward. And one of the things we've learned is that even through the disruption and the crisis and the pain that so many have experienced through this pandemic, the Bender JCC has been able to take that difficult opportunity and to raise up the beautiful things in our community, to find new ways of strengthening community and serving our community through an unprecedented and challenging time for everybody.
Good evening. I'm Lisi Gottdenker, and I am the past board chair of the Bender JCC, past parent at the Early Childhood Center, past camp parent, past Maccabi parent, and someone who stands before you so proud to be able to wear all of those different hats. I fell in love with this place in 2001, and that affection continues today. One of the things that makes Imagine such a special event this year is that we are honoring the frontline workers who fulfilled their duties during the pandemic with grace, commitment, and bravery at a time when none of that came easily. They deserve our gratitude and recognition now and forever. And I have never been prouder to have been affiliated with this JCC than during the past 2+ years. While our medical heroes were performing their miracles, the staff at the Bender JCC was doing the work of providing support, childcare, and connectivity for them and the entire community. As soon as the lockdown began, the JCC immediately sprang into action, initiating a phone tree to reach out to hundreds of seniors to check in on them, engage, and connect them. We were often one of the only touch points for our seniors, allowing them to feel just a little less isolated. We reopened our Early Childhood Center in August of 2020 with 30 children. In September, it grew to 78, and by the end of that school year, we were hosting 96 wonderful children, and we're now up to 125. While camp was virtual in 2020, we returned last summer. We ran an in-person, completely outdoor camp of 426 campers, including 62 campers with disabilities. And there was a wait list. All our decisions were guided by an ever-revolving list of best practices, as determined by the CDC and a medical panel which included many folks here tonight. Thank you. And a new project, Delivering Good, came about during this time to create a partnership between the JCC, Montgomery County Public Schools, and the Montgomery County Food Council. These groups help support 180 families with pantry and food items, 220 volunteers between the ages of 4 and 74 made this happen. We made possible what seemed unachievable at the time. We allowed frontline workers to have best-in-class childcare, enabling them to go to work to perform the absolute heroic feats that they are being honored for tonight. And as soon as we could, we opened our doors. Slowly at first, but gradually encouraging as many who could to return to their community, the Bender JCC. The shift in focus from honoring an individual to the frontline workers would never be possible without the generosity and forward thinking of the Ourisman family. Beth and Jim Glassman, Lisa and John Ourisman, thank you. Your commitment to civic achievement is a testament not only to your grandfather, for whom this award is named, but to your entire family. And I, for one, could think of no better recipients than the frontline workers of Montgomery County. The needs of the last 2 years felt endless. All of us, including the Bender JCC, have felt it. For months, we operated with little revenue and only expenses. You have heard tonight just a little bit about who we are and what we do, whether during the pandemic or not during the pandemic. We create community. And during the last 2 years, which have been characterized by isolation, that has been critical. If we don't see this being true during the last 2 years, we never will. And being the community is vital for existence. Imagine not being able to afford to participate in community. And that is why we are here tonight. The dollars raised here go directly toward providing scholarship and financial aid for those who have chosen the Bender JCC as their community. I know so many of you have already given generously, and we want to thank you for your support. Based on what you have learned tonight, I ask that you consider an additional gift to help make the Bender JCC accessible for all who want to participate in our many programs. Whatever the amount, we will be grateful, and we will have it made it easy for you to donate. You can give by texting Bender JCC to 243-725, or complete the pledge cards on your table, and a staff member will be happy to collect them from you later on in the evening. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce our very special guest, Doreen Gentzler. For anyone who watches NBC4, she needs no introduction. Just in case, she is currently the anchor and medical reporter for Channel 4. In addition to covering the news, she has brought viewers into hospital operating rooms, profiled medical breakthroughs, and shown us the latest technology to save our lives. Welcome, Doreen.
Good evening, and thank you, Lisa. That was a lovely introduction. It is and a wonderful education for me in all that the Bender JCC is doing for this community. This community is very fortunate, very blessed to have such a wonderful asset, reaching out and caring for people at all ages and all stages of their lives. So I appreciate the work that you all are doing, and keep it up. And I'm especially very glad to be able to join you this evening to help you honor our healthcare heroes. I've been covering health news for about 30 years now, but in the last 2+ years, everyone on our team at NBC4 has become a health reporter, from the top down to the photographers in the field. We've all learned things about our healthcare system that we never imagined, and one of the most significant things we've learned is how important the people, the frontline healthcare workers, really are in our lives. You all, none of us could have imagined or predicted what we would be up against 2.5 years ago. It's just a challenge that none of us ever imagined, and it continues today. But we saw our frontline healthcare workers exposed to all kinds of hazards and shortages of people, shortages of equipment, shortages of beds, of ways to cope, and yet you persevered, and for that you should be very, very proud. We have all learned so much, and I think we all feel a deep sense of gratitude for what our healthcare workers have done for us, and it's honor for me to be invited to help present some of those honors tonight. As we saw a few minutes ago, the Bender JCC is honoring healthcare heroes because this organization's mission is focused on health and well-being. With many years of reporting and storytelling at hospitals and healthcare centers all over our region, my team and I try to help all of us work toward creating a community that's healthy and body and mind and spirit, and it's a team effort on our part. And tonight I'm proud to be able to tell you about the Benjamin Ourisman Memorial Award for Civic Achievement and why it's so appropriate that we're presenting it to the hospitals and their deserving recipients. It's hard to live in this area and not be familiar with the Ourisman automobile name, right? But there is a deeper connection to the Bender JCC and the Ourisman Award. Benjamin Ourisman emigrated to Washington at the age of 6. His fascination with cars as a young child led him to become a car mechanic. And at age 22, he opened his first Chevrolet dealership. In 1936, at age 35, he became president of the Jewish Community Center of Greater Washington, and he remained in that position for 6 years. During this time, the JCC played an important role supporting Jewish refugees and war veterans, hosting recreational activities, and serving as a place where Jewish organizations and synagogues, still in their early years here, held meetings. In 1942, Benjamin left to fight in the war and then returned to continue his civic and business endeavors. And sadly, he died at the age of 56. In 1958, the JCC created the Benjamin Ourisman Memorial Award for Civic Achievement. In the history of the award, honorees have included ambassadors, philanthropists, business leaders, nonprofit leaders, and so many more esteemed individuals. The award is all about commitment to family, to community, and to giving back. It's about making us better citizens and maintaining a deep commitment to our community. Every year, the honorees exemplify a commitment to strengthening community through exceptional leadership, thereby honoring Colonel Benjamin Ourisman's legacy. Momentarily, you'll hear stories from our 8 honorees who have worked tirelessly to keep our community safe. Their stories are inspiring, and I know you join me in honoring them. Let's watch.
From paper clips to PPE, during the pandemic, Jean Chornock was the supply chain director at Suburban Hospital, responsible for assisting in all the ordering and delivery of every supply and piece of equipment coming into the hospital. At the start of the pandemic, a command center team was put into place, meeting 7 days a week to address all the needs of the hospital. The challenge of tracking down proper protective gear hit quick.
At one point, we couldn't find isolation gowns anywhere. And corporate Hopkins contracted with Ford Motor Company, and they made isolation gowns out of airbag material. So we got in cases and cases of these heavy, bulky pink isolation gowns. And my team and I were pushing carts all over the building that were 300 and 400 pounds twice a day to all of the COVID units for the isolation gowns. And at first the nursing staff was like, these are heavy, these are big, wait a minute, we love them, we feel so protected. So what motivated my team during this whole time was just making sure that our clinicians had what they needed to be protected and to feel protected. I think the most rewarding thing was just feeling and hearing the gratitude of our clinical staff. They were at the bedside taking care of these terribly sick people and going through such emotions themselves, but they really took time to thank us and to acknowledge what we were going through.
After 46 years of service to Suburban Hospital, Jean is now enjoying retirement. Congratulations, Jean.
I'd say that's a well-deserved retirement, wouldn't you, after all that? Jean could not be with us this evening to accept her award. She's I'm told, busy traveling right now and doing what retirees get to do, right? So congratulations to Jean Chornock. Let's meet the rest of our local healthcare heroes now.
When it comes to tonight's healthcare heroes, going above and beyond is a common theme. Take Dwane Doppelhauer, for example. He's the clinical supervisor at the Cath lab at Holy Cross Hospital. The pandemic forced more caregivers to be on staff during procedures. More hands on deck sometimes meant less family time for Dwane.
Well, it takes its toll, but like I said, I've been doing this for 25 years. I really like my job. I like my hospitals, and it makes me quite happy. When COVID came along, going home always wasn't the option. And when I had COVID, I definitely did not want to spread it to my family. So it was hard being away because I didn't see my wife or daughter or my grandchildren for about a month and a half. Thank you guys for this honor. It's greatly appreciated and surprising, because a lot of times, especially in the current climate as far as healthcare with COVID and all the other things, it's nice to see somebody receptive to it and that people are going out of their way to work harder so others have a better life or a better chance at life.
Congratulations, Dwane. Not allowing visitors into the hospitals during the pandemic took a toll, not just on patients, but on caregivers too. Healthcare heroes like Kiersten Henry, Chief Advanced Practice Clinician and ICU Nurse Practitioner at MedStar Montgomery Medical Center, came up with some pretty creative solutions to help patients heal.
As we powwowed about what can we do for these patients, it was turn their beds toward the window so they can see the sunlight. Let's have their family visible, and that evolved into, the tablets to have the family able to see the patient and the patient able to see their family members and talk to them face to face. One of the things that I recalled from my early days as a nurse in the intensive care unit was having photos of their family. So I would talk to family members on the phone and give them my email and say, email me all the pictures you want and I will print them out and make posters and hang them in your loved one's room. I think there's a little imposter syndrome to think that we're heroes because it's the job that we signed up to do, but the time to honor, and really I see this as an opportunity to represent our whole team to our county and our community, and I consider it an absolute incredible honor.
One adorable de-stressing method Kiersten and her team used through the tough times of the pandemic: puppies. Congratulations, Kiersten. Keeping the emergency department a well-oiled machine is no easy task. At MedStar Montgomery Medical Center, Michael Menefee serves as the ED's nurse manager. One of Michael's most important roles is to be sure his staff has all they need to do their brave, life-saving work. Michael advocated to repurpose the pediatric area for use as an alternative care site during the pandemic and implemented a second nurse in the waiting room.
So we were able to kind of reallocate another nurse to our front end process in triage to help with, getting sick people back to rooms, isolating them, into a different area, and even just kind of the way we treat patients, doing more stuff in the waiting room and, in our triage area, getting providers out there to see them, getting them to tests, giving them meds. It has really kind of helped speed up the process, kind of shorten somebody's stay in the ED because nobody wants to be here. Being part of the front line, but in a different role, I never really thought of what I'm doing as like, as a big deal. It was, I'm doing my job. Like, I want to support my staff. I want to support, the patients here. So, I never really thought of it as something that would be recognizable worthy. So I was very excited and pleased that, that they, thought of me when they needed to nominate somebody.
Congratulations, Michael. With more than 2 decades of healthcare experience, Fadwa Natour, nurse supervisor at Suburban Hospital, was one of the many fearless leaders helping other healthcare heroes navigate some of the darkest days of the pandemic. A job she says entailed calming a lot of anxieties. Here's what motivated this hero through those frightening times.
I mean, they are my people. I have to help them. I have to see them through this crisis. This is the way I felt. The hospital is my hospital, the employees are my employees, and I have to see them through this crisis. Whatever, it was unknown. Nobody knew the extent of it, but I felt we are all in it together, and I'm sure we'll come out on the other side safe and sound, hopefully. I didn't do it by myself, of course. I had hundreds of people around me helping alone and give direction and support. I feel that I am blessed in a way that I work in an amazing institute, an amazing system, and I feel that every day when I go to work, I'm happy to be there because I feel that I can make a difference in somebody's life, even just smiling at somebody. It can be an employee, it can be a family member, it can be a patient. I truly feel when I go home that I can touch people's life, and it's extremely rewarding.
Congratulations, Fadwa. When patients are facing a critical medical emergency, it could very well be one of the scariest moments of their lives. At Adventist Healthcare White Oak Medical Center, Critical Care Crisis Coordinator Priscilla Thompson not only treats patients with her 30 years of critical care experience, but compassion too.
During the pandemic, a lot of times, even now, you'll have patients who come in with strokes and they're nonverbal, but if you look in their eyes, you can tell that they can hear you, they just can't respond to you. And COVID is the great silencer of many people because they don't have the breath to speak, and you can see they're scared. And so you have to look at them and talk to them and let them know that you're going to do everything in your power to help take care of them and to help hopefully let them survive this, but that you're there with them and that you're not leaving them until you have them stabilized somewhere, that they know that they're present too. We were the front line, really the front line with all the intubations and all the high-risk procedures. And so it's just nice to know that they thought about me. And my director, my manager specifically, has always been wonderful for our team, the crisis team, and has always been 100% supportive of us. So it's good to know you have that support.
Congratulations, Priscilla. There are all types of healthcare heroes. At Adventist Healthcare Shady Grove, there's a security guard who works the night shift, and his superpower is kindness. Winston Walters is stationed at the hospital entrance, armed with a smile and his infectious positive energy. During the pandemic, security officers played a critical role in guiding caregivers and the public through many changes to visitor restrictions and safety protocols. We caught up with Winston at his day job in Baltimore.
My favorite part of the job is welcoming the staff and also patient and patient families into the hospital, because it brings a sense of a lot of people, it makes them feel like they're not in the hospital. 90% of the time they think they're at a cruise line, they on a Caribbean trip or something like that. Because I try to make people smile from the inside out. I don't really consider myself a hero. I just like to do what I want to do. I know that it gets me a little attention and it shed a very positive light in the security department, because I'm one of the first officers that ever actually comes and just saying, welcome to Adventist Healthcare. We're so happy to see you. Try to remind them, the staff, that they're doing a good job in the morning when they exit, they're heroes and stuff like that. It's just something me personally, I like to do. I like to put a smile on people's face. Of course, I'm not gonna put it on everybody's face, but I try to do my best.
Thanks for the smiles, Winston. Congratulations. When the world shut down at the start of the pandemic, most of us stayed home, dodging any germs that could come our way. We were scared. But as nurse practitioner Yelda Yilmaz from Holy Cross Hospital told us, scared or not, healthcare workers were brave. They walked into the hospital, ready to help patients because that's just what they do.
I love patient care. This is a virus, and at the beginning we didn't know anything about it. It was scary at the beginning, but this is my job. That's why I am in healthcare. I choose to be in healthcare. I know that I'm aware of those bacteria, and I'm aware of the virus, and we are prone to have them or catch them. That's the risk I'm willing to take, because I like the patient care, and I love to be with them and then helping them. I think all healthcare providers are here. I have seen my colleagues, no matter what, it's it can be nurse, it can be care partners, and it can be doctors. We are all there. I think everybody deserves to be chosen as a healthcare hero.
Congratulations, Yelda.
My compliments to the person who put together those vignettes. Didn't those stories take you right back to where we were 2 years ago? And we were all frightened, and there wasn't space enough in the hospitals to take care of everyone who needed care, and all of the sacrifices and risks and a lost time with families. Our frontline healthcare workers endured all of that, and now that we've come so far in this pandemic, we kind of want to forget how difficult all of that was. But it has Our honorees tonight are representative of hundreds and hundreds of healthcare workers in this county who really gave everything they had, and I think each of the people in those videos have something in common. They all will tell you that they were just doing their job, and they didn't feel they were doing anything special, that they were doing the job that they had signed up to do, and we all owe them a huge debt of gratitude. And anyway, congratulations to all of our healthcare heroes, and it's a real honor for me to be here and be able to be part of your special evening. It is now my pleasure to introduce someone you all know, I think. Josh Bender is the CEO of the Bender JCC.
Thank you, Doreen. We're so honored to have you here with us tonight. Recognize how busy your schedule is, and please accept our heartfelt gratitude for being part of this very special evening. Your years of experience covering health issues made you the perfect fit for tonight's program, and I think everybody can agree. Let's give her a We appreciate everything you've done to educate our community on all important matters of wellness. Since the time we began planning this event, we have reached the sobering number of 1 million deaths in the United States. This image that we look at on our monitors represents those lives lost. Tonight, we have gathered to honor those who have been on the front lines, putting aside their own vulnerabilities to provide skilled and compassionate care to those who are ill, and heartbreakingly, to those who are dying. In addition, you all have cared for not just the patients themselves, but their families. I think all of us feel overwhelmed by the stories we have heard tonight. A special and deep gratitude to Jean and Fadwa and Priscilla and Winston, Dwane, Yelda, Kiersten, and Mike. Those of us who are not in the healthcare field can only imagine the challenges and the difficult moments they experience through the most challenging health crisis of our time. You have inspired us, you have lifted us up, and we thank you for that. In addition to the heroic individuals in the Montgomery County hospitals, it takes the incredible efforts of the entire institution to do this critical work. Each hospital here tonight will receive a medallion which has been presented to recipients of the Ourisman Award for many, many years. On behalf of the Bender JCC, I am pleased to present each hospital with the Benjamin Ourisman Memorial Award for Civic Achievement. You'll see an image on our screen of that special award for each hospital tonight. A special thank you to all of you, each and every one of you, for coming out tonight. I'm so glad the weather worked out for us. And we're really deeply grateful for the generosity and support that makes everything we do at the Bender JCC possible, the financial assistance that enables us to break down barriers and to broaden participation in the community. We serve as a place of wellness for our community. So many people have shared with me through the pandemic that the JCC, the Bender JCC, has been a lifeline for them, helping them navigate a very difficult time. Your continued support will make it possible for everyone to continue participating in our programs. I want to extend a special thanks to Lisa Godanker for her leadership in sharing the event. to Beth Glassman, John Ourisman, and all the members of the Ourisman family for your continued support of our efforts to honor those who exemplify Benjamin Ourisman's character and his commitment to serve the community. A very, very special thank you to some of the staff members who made this possible. Jody Schulemson, Rachel Osman, Andy Kronzik, all of those in our development team, and in our marketing team, Mauricio Garcia, Liz Weir, and the countless individuals who contribute to the JCC day in and day out throughout the year. Thank you. And now, I invite all of you to stay for dessert, have some coffee, and continue to enjoy the beautiful evening. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We are deeply, deeply grateful for your participation. Enjoy.